Welcome to the Rocket NXT Faceted Search Deep Dive video. Our goal today is to show you how to apply facets to your search. So here we are doing a simple search, and I'm going to show you how we achieve this aspect here where we have filters or facets and being able to use these as drill downs into our content. So we're going to cover a closer look at the Olympic medalist content that we saw in the first video, review the HTML index sheet so we can see how we define rule matches for facets, and build a subset of that Olympic medalist content. And then we'll talk about adding additional categories, and I'll show you how to do that as well. So as you saw in the introduction, we already had the gender facet added to the site. How we accomplish that, what we're looking at here is the source HTML document from the Japan subset of the Olympic medalist content. So right at the top here we have metadata that describes Olympic discipline, and then underneath that one you have an event, and we're going to add facets for these in a bit. But we also have tags around interesting moments within the content, such as gender, birth date, birthplace, nationality, and so on. So we are creating rules in our index sheet that matches on these fields inside the HTML. What I've been doing, I take the out-of-the-box NXT HTML.xil index sheet, and an index sheet defines the rules and matches on fields and tags, and how do we treat the things that we find in the source content. So for example, we're going to match out of the box metadata properties such as DC, title, creator, subject, and we'll treat highlighting tags and what to do with anchors and things like that. So the index sheet allows us to define how we handle content within NXT. For faceted search, we are adding a new element that you can use. So right here I have this template match block that was looking for the gender tag that we saw in our source document, and then we have this new property, facet element name. This is what is creating the category or the facet and displaying that as a navigation point in the table of contents. So now we can expand upon this by modifying our index sheet to include this additional information that we want to use as other facets within this source material. So we're going to start off by just going to this section here, and I'm going to take some rule definitions I've already built, and we'll talk about what these are doing here. We're going to put them in our index sheet so that we have these. So we have these different rules that will define what we do with certain things that we match on, such as a birth date. Since dates tend to have a variety of display possibilities, we're using a regular expression string here to help guide and create a nice visual representation of dates. Down here we have rules that treat certain special characters a certain way, and then we have our medal count field, which we'll get into greater detail later on. So just for a quick example, anytime we have medal count of 1 equal to 1, and then anything that's 2 or greater, 5 or greater, and 7 or greater. I've now added other sections that we're going to match on, such as those metadata elements such as discipline and the medal count field and by event. So we're going to handle those in this index sheet as well. And let's expand gender a little bit here, and we're going to add some additional fields by using the same block. So I'm just going to paste these values in from my other index sheet so you don't have to see me type it out. So we're matching on gender, medal value, country, and birth date as new facets that we're going to add to the content. So let's save our index sheet, and now we will build that content in Library Manager. Okay, let's go ahead and click build. So we're going to build this real quick, and let's bring this content back online, and I will show you our new results. Okay, the content collection is now online, and I've refreshed the site and is now ready for a new search. So let's go ahead and search for gold again, and you will see we have all of our new facets available by manipulating what was treated in the index sheet. So to recap, this block here created our gender, medal value, country, and birth date fields. which we see here. Here's our date one and our gender one, our metal types, bronze, gold, and silver. And then we also had events and discipline and competitor brought in based off of these other matches, such as these three right here. And then we handled our metal count field by these rules here. The last thing I want to show you is a new property we've added to the NXT Content Network Manager. So at the site node, not the server node, but the site node, let's go view properties, facets, and you can see our facets that we had in the Japan Infobase, NXT collection are here. And anytime we add a collection or build a collection, the Content Network Manager will automatically see different facets that are in that content. So we can then edit those facets, change the title if we don't like the title, and maybe we don't want it in a tree organization, we can use a flat display as well. We can also set it to hidden, so if we have a facet that we want to be factored into search results but not necessarily displayed for users, we can set that to hidden. Down here at the bottom is title rules. So what this button does, this shows you the index sheet for the facets, and this allows you to test your rule matches to make sure that the strings you're creating will produce high quality output for users. So I can take this rule match here, paste it in here, and I can see that my output is going to be good. And this allows you to test and troubleshoot any of your rule matches. So if you see strange output for your users, it's easy for you to come in here and manipulate your input strings until you get the results that you're looking for, and then you can go back and update your index sheet for that content. So hopefully after going through that exercise, you now have a better understanding of how we add fields to our content. So in our example, we used standard HTML files and then just added our own custom tags to it. And then how we treat those fields in an index sheet by matching on them and assigning the rules. And that gives you an idea of how to enhance your existing content and publish these facets on your NXT site. And we'll definitely have great documentation that will go into this in greater detail for you. So please check out our Faceted Search solution brief. Try it out at nxt.rocketsoftware.com. Visit us at rocketsoftware.com/folionxt, and if you want to reach out to us, feel free to send an email to sales@rocketsoftware.com. And thank you for watching.